I'm Ben Hennessy, the Development Director for Asociación Armonia.
And I'm Luz Natalia Mercado, the Blue-throat Macaw Conservation Program Coordinator.
Luz, what's going on here?
Let's start with 2022. So it was a great year because we counted the highest number of blue-throat macaws during our monitorings. We counted 228 blue-throat macaws during one of our night roost monitoring, which occur once a month or twice a month. And yes, we're really happy that we're seeing increasing numbers of the species every year. And we hope that in 2023 we have similar numbers, or we also are seeing an increase in those counts. The population we have estimated so far, it is from 450 to 500 individuals. The following years we'll be conducting a census so we can update those numbers.
And we're seeing again adults arriving with chicks. Sort of new additions to Barba Azul Nature Reserve. What happened last year?
We have been monitoring large mammals with camera traps, and we have now a list. We have updated the number of species that we have registered at the reserve. There are now 33 species, so one new record of a bush dog, and one first record with a photograph of a jaguar. So we believe we're seeing the results of the restoration that we have been doing in the reserve and all the years of protecting the habitat for different species, from grasslands to forests.
So for predators on Barba Azul Nature Reserve right now, we have cats, jaguar, puma, ocelot, pampas cat. And for canines now, Maine wolf, crab-eating fox, and the bush dog. I think that's sort of an indicator of the protection. The more the taller grass, the more rodents that are here, so there's more food for predators to come in. Continual protection process for last year, how's that going?
So we were able to maintain 45 kilometers of fire break just before the dry season. So we avoided any big threats of fire coming into the reserve.
Yeah.
So as well, we have also implemented control burning. So the idea of this control burning is creating 25 hectare plots is to first create a diversity of different grasslands by age and size, and also to prevent some uncontrolled fires reaching the areas that we are protecting for the blue-throat macaw.
Oh, muy bonito. So really, last year was our first year after COVID where we were open for tourism. How did we do?
So it was the year with the most guests or visitors that we had so far, with 69 people coming into the reserve and actually getting to know this beautiful environment. So we believe that our cabin and dining services have been improving. All of our guests have had a great experience in Barba Azul. Thanks to the surveys, we have seen that visitors have rated the services we provide from good to excellent. And we're really happy with the work that we have been doing to improve the infrastructure, have a very comfortable place so they can stay for a few days, enjoy the nature, and live with really good stories. Last year we continued the monitoring of the Buff-breasted Sandpiper, and we're continuing researching about how cattle management can improve or could improve habitat for this species, being Barba Azul the main stopover for this species every year. We're testing different stock levels of cattle and how cattle management could improve the habitats while they migrate through Barba Azul every year.
So we've pretty much found out that buff-breasted sandpipers like habitat with some level of cattle. Mm-hmm. And now we're trying to figure out what level.
What's the ideal?
What's the ideal? So here we are, 2023. And this is the end of the rainy season, so now we can start doing any kind of bringing any heavy machinery here. What do we have planned for this year?
So for this year, we have great news because we're going to be able to build a boardwalk and a pontoon to be able to cross the Omi River easily in case of any fire emergency happens at the north part of the reserve. The boardwalk will become also an observation platform for all of the guests that we have, because we're also constructing a blind so they can take a closer look of the marsh and fauna next to the river.
So the dry season when we can bring vehicles in, it's July to October. And we're going to be building the boardwalk and the pontoon. What else will we be constructing here?
So we are enabling a camping area so we can receive visitors that probably want to have the camping experience. And what's next is the staff house. We have the design and plans, and we will start fundraising for this important infrastructure for our staff.
We're building, we're improving everything. We still are looking for more cattle for our sustainable cattle ranching program, which helps pay for the protection of the reserve and also to get the staff housing. And our programs for 2023?
So this year we will continue with our work on monitoring, the monitoring of blue-throated macaw on one side and monitoring of buff-breasted sandpiper. So we will also continue with the fire break maintenance, but we will be conducting some prescribed burning, more focused in researching. What are the impacts of fire on the grasslands and with different type of management. So in a protected area, but also in a ranching area.